Hi, influencer for Christ, and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. On this channel, we post edifying content on our identity in Christ Jesus, relationship issues, kingdom lifestyle, and many more. You're welcome to today's episode number 4, and question number 3. So, we'll be taking our question number 3 on today's episode, which says, how do I manage friendship with an opposite sex without committing any act of impurity? How do I manage friendship with an opposite sex without committing any act of impurity? How do you manage friendship with an opposite sex without committing any form of impurity? The first thing you need to do is you need to be friends with like minds. Be friend with somebody that has the same goal with you, that has the same mindset, the same view with you. So the first thing you need to do on this journey is to be friend with like minds. Again, it doesn't end in being like minds. There are still some things you need to do. Like after that, the next thing you need to do, you need to define the relationship. You need to define the relationship. What is the goal of the relationship? What is the relationship for? The two of you need to sit down, or probably in most cases, it must be known to the two of you the goal of the relationship. Is it to grow academically? Is it to grow spiritually? Are you colleague business wise? Or what is the goal of the friendship? You need to define the friendship. Then, after defining the friendship, the most important of it all, you need to set boundaries. Yes, you're already friends with like minds, you have the same goal, you have the same vision. Then, okay, you've defined the relationship. Okay, this relationship is for us to grow spiritually, academically, and every other way. Now you need to set boundaries. There are some things you don't do in a relationship, in a mutual relationship. There are some things you don't do. As long as it's not your spouse, it's not your soon to be husband, even soon to be husband, there are some things they don't do. You need to set boundaries. And in fact, talking about boundaries, you see that the question or the word boundaries is going to be our number 4 question. We'll be talking explicitly on setting boundaries. So watch out for episode 4. So back to what I'm saying, I said you need to set boundaries. There must be boundaries. Like I said, there are some things you don't do. You don't engage in a long conversation with an opposite sex if it's not your spouse, if it is not your soon to be husband or your soon to be wife. Why communicate so extensively and all of that? There are some things you don't do. You don't hang out late at night. There are some things you don't do. There are some boundaries you need to put in place. And again, I want you to know that I said you don't engage in long communication. You see, communication is a way to grow a relationship. So when you communicate too much, there is a possibility that feelings will begin to the to click and all of that. I will share you a story. Now to my story. I know you are eager to hear my story. Okay, I had a friend, a male friend. He's a Christian brother, and although he stays far away, we don't stay together. But during our friendship, although we are still friends, we are in fact we are very good friends, and I'm very sure he's going to watch this video. So during our friendship, you newly friends anyway, we communicate almost every day. And when I mean communication, this was not WhatsApp communication, no. We call. He calls me, I call him. We communicate almost every day. In fact, practically, let me say we communicate every day then, because we talk about spiritual things too. It's like major on itself, we major on spiritual things, on our well-being and all of that. So we talk daily, practically daily. Then as the relationship going to grow, or let me say the friendship, we were not into any relationship, we were just friends on a mutual level. So as the friendship began to grow, on my side, I noticed that at a point I began to develop feeling for this brother. You know, we are human beings, oh, it's blood that runs in our vein. And I began to develop feelings for this brother, but now. So, but at a point, the conversation stopped. The brother stopped calling, and I also stopped calling as well. So, like I said, the communication stopped. The brother stopped calling, and I also stopped calling. And he stopped like when he stopped calling, it was not as though we fought. We didn't fight. So I don't know what happened to him that I stopped calling, and I also stopped calling. Then I noticed something. Why am I driving at in this story? I noticed something that, I said I was already feeling for the brother. I was only feeling for because we talked practically almost every day. Then I noticed something when the communication stopped. I noticed that the way I feel for the brother then when we were communicating daily, I no longer feel that for the brother anymore. Yes, till now we are still good friends. We talk. So what am I saying in essence? You see, when you're in a relationship with an opposite sex and is not your husband or your soon to be husband, there's a limit to what you do. You don't talk extensively, you don't chat extensively, you don't even, there are some ungodly hours you don't talk. You don't even maybe hang out late night, only you and him. You need to really set boundaries. And I hope you watch out for our episode 5 has we'll be talking explicitly on setting boundaries. We're going to take that will be our question, like I said earlier, it's going to be our question number 4. We're talking on boundaries, how boundaries help in maintaining sexual purity. So, a quick recap: how do you manage friendship with an opposite sex without committing any act of impurity? It is simple. Number one, like I said, be friends with like minds. Be friends with somebody that your goal is the same thing, your vision is the same thing. If you're a Christian, be friends with Christians, for crying out loud. I'm not saying you will not be friends with unbelievers, but there's something they call acquaintance, there's something they call colleague, and when you're talking about friendship, there must be limits, you get. So be friends with like minds, define the relationship. It is very important. What is the goal of those friendships? Why are you coming together? What do you have to offer? What does it have to offer you? You need to define the relationship. Then you need to set boundaries. You need to set a lot of boundaries. You need to put boundaries in place so that you will not fall into sexual impurity. So we've come to the end of today's episode. It's very short. I hope you've learned one or two things in today's episode. I want you to know that you can actually be a good friend with an opposite sex if you put all those things in practice. You are a human being. We can't afford to be careless. We can't afford to be carefree. Yeah, there are some things you need to put in place and put in order. And like I said, watch out for the next question. I'll be talking about boundaries. So if you are new on this channel, I am Oluwatishe, and kindly click on the like button, the subscribe button, and you can also share this video to your friend that you know that it will bless them in one way or the other. And if you've learned one or two things, I hope to see you in our next video, which is episode 5. See you later. God bless you.